Okay, so we're here in Phoenix, Arizona at the Wushu Nationals. So, of course, actually, I'd like to start off just by letting people know that Wushu means forms and fighting. So the forms is Taolu, so they have that here. But we're doing Sanda, the fighting aspect. So Tani here is competing in the Sanda. Yeah, so it's going to happen later on this afternoon. So, how you feeling?
I'm excited. I think it'll be very interesting. My opponent is definitely a lot more experienced than me, so it'll definitely be a challenge. It's also a style and a level of aggression that I'm not really used to fighting with. So I think I'll really have to try and be aggressive myself, which is a little difficult at times, but I have to really push myself to do that. But overall, I'm excited. A little scared to be fighting without shin guards, so I wasn't really expecting that. But all things considered, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's one of the things we didn't know, because a lot of times in like amateur, or like not say it was like novice and intermediate, and like even in MMA, really, they if you're not doing like the advanced MMA, you will wear shin guards. So in Sanda, if you don't know, now you know that, or now we know that they go by age. So this is, you're old enough to not wear shin guards. No more training wheels.
I guess so.
So no shin guards, but can you tell us about your opponent? Because this is kind of unique. So you signed up for, this is your first Sanda tournament.
Yeah.
And you signed up as a novice, right? Because you haven't been training for a very long, not even half a year, right?
4 months, I think.
Yeah, so it's natural that you signed up for novice because you weren't fighting beforehand. You were doing gymnastics and stuff. So
yes.
But tell us what transpired here in Phoenix.
What transpired? Okay, so because there's no one in my weight class, because Sanda is very small in the U.S. as of right now. So they had a exhibition fight, and I am fighting this lady who I'm not sure of her age, but she is about 9 kg lighter than me, but she has competed for the U.S. team in Brazil for the, I don't know if it was the World Cup or some other.
I think it was the World Championship.
Sanda World Championship. And she competed against the reigning world champion. In that match, she lost, but she has a lot more fighting experience than I do for sure. And in that competition and her trials, she did compete at my weight class. So I'm not really sure what caused her to move down a weight class, or 2 weight classes, really. But she definitely has a lot more experience fighting people than I do. So she has that as her upper hand for sure.
Yeah, she's experienced fighting people and fighting in advanced divisions. So that's one of the things. We definitely. You definitely know, or because it's kind of a weird situation. Because it's not like you're here. You didn't sign up for advanced, you're still, it's like your first fight. So if you were,
4th month.
if you were advanced already, I would be saying stuff like, we don't want to underestimate her.
Yeah.
It's like, well, there's no way we can even underestimate her, right?
Yeah.
Because she's advanced and she has international experience.
Yeah.
And, so I think we just gotta, try our best and really rely on the training, because you trained very hard, very
within the 4-month period. I think we definitely both put a lot into training for this. So I don't know how long she's been doing it for. I know that in the World Championship they did say she was pretty new, but I think that's a very relative term. Pretty new could be 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
You really don't know. So I think at this point it's just like doing my best, and we did like go back and like analyze her competition videos. So trying to just use her weaknesses against her is probably my best chance.
Yes.
I definitely am used to fighting people shorter than me, and I don't know her height. She looks pretty tall, so I think that might be a little different as well. But I'm just gonna try to utilize my strengths and her weaknesses to my advantage, and hopefully that at least, I mean, there's no winner because it's an exhibition fight, right? But at least I want to put up a fair fight with her, for sure.
Yeah, just so people who might not know, that the whole idea of the exhibition is that like it'll just be more for fun, so it won't be on the official like record. So but one of the things that's cool is like, so this Sydney Carr, this woman that Tani's gonna be fighting, she represents the United States in a lighter weight division.
Yes.
So I guess we didn't emphasize who she's really going up against. So for Tani's first novice match, she's going up against the national team member.
The only female national team member.
Yeah. But what's cool about this is that since it is an exhibition match, so it won't go on the record, right? But they should just let you represent the United States at your weight division, especially since she's lighter. So since she was at your weight division but dropped, so she should just like stay there, and then they should allow you to represent.
Yeah, and I mean, 2 people for one division also isn't crazy. Even if she does come back to the weight division, that's not insane. Or if I drop down, like, I don't think that'd be too crazy. I think what would be crazy is if I do put up a fair fight against her and they don't recognize that. And they are just like ignorant of the fight because they're like, oh, it's just an exhibition fight, so it doesn't matter. I hope they're not like that. I think only time will tell for that. But if they really do care about the progression of the sport, I think they really should be looking about building the team generally and not being as like obviously the everyone knows that athlete. Like, you can, like, I was looking on Instagram and like she has pictures with all the judges and everything, so everyone knows her, right? And if I beat her or put up a really good fight against her, I don't want, like, I hope that they're not just like disappointed because someone else beat her and therefore they're like, oh, we don't want to associate with the person that beat our member, you know?
That'd be very foolish of them, because if they want to grow the sport, like, they want to bring in good athletes. Yeah, because it's like, the forms are big in the United States, but the Sanda isn't. So it's like, if we can be like, so you have someone here who's wanting to do this, so it's like if
I prove it, they should acknowledge it at least.
Yeah. All right, so these are the pre-fight thoughts. Let's cut it here for now, and we'll come back after the fight.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.
Post-fight recap. Actually, I want to like. What are your thoughts, first of all? Like, actually, this is your first time competing in Sanda.
Yes.
How was it?
I think I was matched up with a very powerful, very experienced opponent, and so it was definitely difficult. It made me really see a lot of my weaknesses, which I think is a good thing, because then I can learn from it a lot better. And you never really know what you're going to be bad at until it's really applied in a real fight, like circumstance, right? So overall, I think it was a really good experience, but it was not like any sparring I've ever done in training. I don't think it's comparable, mainly because of how nervous I felt.
Yeah.
And that had a huge impact on my performance, I think.
Yeah. I think that's the thing that you can't really explain to someone who's, especially before their first fight, the whole anxiety thing, because that it's like almost like exhausting off of some, like, this energy that it's going to take like a certain percentage right, of your gas tank.
Definitely.
So I think preparing for a fight, it's like you got to be like you got to have enough strength in the gas tank to overcome that, like the anxiety, energy.
I think I definitely underestimated how much that would impact me. Also, I think leading up to the fight, most people would get nervous pretty early on. But for me, because I didn't really know if I had someone to fight, I didn't like have the mental time to prep that I was gonna be fighting someone, because I was pretty sure that I wasn't going to. So I think I got a little overwhelmed when I did find out I was fighting someone, that it was like, oh my gosh, I actually have to like lock in. And that was a lot of internal stress that I put on myself that was not necessary, because obviously it's not gonna help you. And it made me feel a lot more anxious than I'm used to. And I totally felt the high cortisol symptoms, which also not really acquainted to very well. So that really exhausted me way more than I usually am. Like even during pad work, like to warm up, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting tired after just a few reps. Like that is so unlike me, but it really took me out for sure.
But you got a lot of, I think we'll try to include some of the like highlights of the matches, but you definitely got a lot of good hits in. You did a lot of great things, but I think one of the things, like we were kind of talking about it earlier, it's like for combat sports, unlike say like weightlifting or other things, it's like whenever you move around in a combat sport, it's like it's against someone's like maximal resistance, right? Like, and especially Sanda having not only the striking stuff, but like then the grappling stuff. So it's like you're resisting someone from either taking you down or actually physically throwing you off of a platform, right? Can you kind of tell us your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it really felt like attacks were coming at me just from all directions, you know, and that was definitely hard to control at times. I think I did a pretty decent job resisting a lot of her throws, which was good, but it really took so much out of me. And I mean, it's not just me. I could tell my competitor, she was also getting tired despite her experience. So I think it's just anyone that's doing the sport, it's bound to get tiring, it's bound to be difficult. And it's not even just physically difficult, but it's mentally difficult to be able to like focus on so many things at once. But it just shows me I have a lot more training to do and a lot more places that I can make some improvements on.
Sure. What do you think about Sanda as a whole, though? Right? Because I guess my thing is that like since it does have like the kickboxing aspect and the grappling aspect, I think it like not only like there's a lot to learn. So it's like there's like it can take a long time to get good at these different things, but it's kind of like a gift that keeps on giving, where there's always something new to learn, I guess.
I think it's both. There's always something new to learn, and you don't have to be the master at all the skill sets to be a good Sanda competitor, which I also think is really cool, because you can see people with a lot of different strengths in the sport. Like some people may have more wrestling experience, some more striking, and that creates some really interesting matches, you know, where people have their dominant technique and really have to learn to adapt in the moment to their competitor. And there's just so much more variability than another sport that's like, say, one skill base, like say like just boxing, like you know you're only gonna get hands thrown at you, right? But it's so unpredictable, and that makes the fights a lot more interesting. And almost, I would say, it gives you more chances to win, I think. Because you don't necessarily, like say you are just a bad boxer, you can still win a Sanda fight if you work hard enough at everything else.
Yeah. Totally. You made me think of one fight that we saw earlier where I think someone was just really good at timing, like they're just good at really getting under the punches, and they would get the body and take them down. So it's like, there's so many, if you're not so good at the striking, and you're really good at timing, totally take them down and win that way. Yeah. Do you have any other thoughts that kind of came to you today after your match, after everything was over?
I think that I know, especially watching everyone, it's like I know there's so much more space for me to improve, and I think coming away from it, I just know what I really need to work on, and I think a lot of people, when I said I was gonna do this, they were like, oh, you might like not want to do it after, like, oh, you won't have fun getting hit, which is like, yeah, you don't necessarily enjoy getting hit in the moment, but it's really empowering in a sense that you know that it's, as long as you put the work in, you're going to eventually improve and get better at it. And it's something that's like, it's so visible. Improvement is very visible. Like, you're able to really see it. And I think that's also what makes me more excited to keep training.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sure you're a real asset to the world of Sanda, so I'm sure no one wants you to quit.
I definitely don't.
Yeah, you really
don't want to quit. So
for people who weren't there, right? So after the match, like so many people were coming up to you, and like no one wanted you to quit. I think everyone thought you were so impressive. So, and you can really help the United States because we're not the biggest in Sanda. So
we'll see how the next year goes. See how it progresses, and then we'll see if they let me on their team one day.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. Yes.
All right. So I think that'll probably be good for her right now. So, all right. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.